Hello and welcome again into another video. Today's video we'll talk about the best teams in the Open Great League. Tomorrow we have a new leagues rotation and it has all the Open Leagues and the most important one, Open Great League. And all of these stuff which you will see in your face are like good Pokemons, but we care about the best ones. So we're not going to talk about everything because in the previous videos I went through details on like why these Pokemons are good. If we take a look at PvP ranking, we have Diggersby, Clodsire, Fortress, Lapras, Jellicent, Gligar, and keep Gligar in your mind because we're going to talk about it for a bit today. Dusclops, Gligar again, Shadow, Golisopod, Jumpluff, Mandy, Corsola, Corviknight, and Samaranth. Okay, Samaranth is like, you don't have to worry about it. It's like the 5th best Fury Cutter Pokemon, right? But we only need to use one. If you take a look at the top performing Pokemons on PvP, and Typhlosion is actually the best Pokemon right now, and it's so annoying because it does beat Caesar, and Caesar is like, Caesar was the strongest Pokemon, and then Caesar made people use Typhlosion because people were trying to counter Caesar with Talonflame, and Typhlosion beats Talonflame and Caesar, and that is the most important thing. And then a new Pokemon like appeared into the meta after like I don't know, a couple seasons where it disappeared out of the meta, even though it has great stats. We'll talk about it. Golisopod is like still has the king of the Fury Cutter Pokemons. It's just because even when the Fury Cutter is resisted to liquidations, will do enough damage. Sableye is good, but Diggersby is number 1 on PvP, and it's probably one of the safest Pokemons right now. Drapion is still a beast. The Shadow, the nerf did not affect it. Lapras is still amazing. Ufisk has made a comeback to the meta. Tinkaton does exist here and there, but that doesn't mean it's everywhere. Now, moving into the top performing teams. We talked about the top performing Pokemons, which we just mentioned here. Let's talk about the teams because that's why you guys are here. For every team, every Pokemon, I will mention 2 teams, so I use either. Also, any team mentioned here works in any order. Okay, you don't have to stick to one order. You figure out the team you want to use, and then you, based on what you see, arrange the order. So, for Typhlosion, there is 2 great Typhlosion teams. And number 1, Typhlosion, Lapras, and the third is Anti-Mudslap, okay? Whatever your best counter to Mudslap. I have Superior here, but you could use anything that does beat the Mudslappers. With this one here, it's like 2 Anti-Mudslap, because first it has Trailblaze, and it's kind of like a good counter to the Mudslappers, right? Yeah, I mean, if you are behind, you're gonna struggle a bit, but there is always the bait with the Swift. There is always the nuke with the Trailblaze. So it's like you can have the chance to nuke. Also, you can grab some shields here and there. And you have Jumpluff as the nightmare for those Mudslappers. And now the Pokemon I was telling you about is actually Araquanid. Araquanid has made a comeback to the meta. Because it can answer both Caesar with the Bullet Punch. I mean, it doesn't answer, it has a play. Like, yes, you resist Bullet Punch, they resist a Fury Cutter, right? But then you have a Water move to hit for neutral, and you're tankier than Caesar, and also you can hit the Typhlosion, because the Incinerate is a neutral, right? You can hit the Typhlosion with a super effective move. As far as Araquanid, you can go with Araquanid, Diggersby, Dusclops, or Corsola. I think Dusclops is slightly better, but it's up to you, whichever you prefer. You can also go with Jellicent and a Grass that beats the Fire. So here we have like kind of 2 hard counters to the Fire and 1 soft counter to the Fire, because like, you know, like 1 Water move and Typhlosion will be good because it's Shadow, it's Fail, dies to 1 charge move. Lapras is still decent, and to be honest, the team I used to coach people with is like Lapras with Tinkaton and a third. The third is always depending on what we see, but yeah, Tinkaton, Lapras is kind of like a glue I use. It's like, okay, I'm gonna always pair those 2 with whatever third I think is good to answer the current meta. Lapras Drapion is still the king, still a king. It's still one of the best cores in the current Great League. Elam still plays this core. Elam still hits Legend with this core. And Gligar as a third, just to mention, that tells you like a Gligar is actually a good counter to those Mud Slappers, it's a good counter to anything that takes a neutral from Fury Cutter or super effective. Caesar is still the scariest Pokemon, and it's kind of like polarizing the meta, making it like slightly RPS, because if you lose to Caesar, you're just gonna get you're gonna end up getting RPS'd. So sometimes you have to risk it and go for like full nuke into Caesar against Caesar. It's just so freaking annoying to play against. You can go with like a ground of choice, Diggersby or Dunsparce, or Diggersby or Gastrodon, and a third could be something like the Dedenne or like Moltres or any dark type, to be honest. Because remember, this answers the ghost because it has a Night Slash. Another Pokemon that is actually insanely obnoxious to play against is the Dedenne. The Dedenne is so freaking annoying to play against, because the Dedenne is just gonna boost and like ramp up. And if you guys saw like an AIC, the finals when Elon, was it the finals when Elon played against Axen, and they were just boosting the Dedenne. Which is kind of funny, like they were both boosting, like, and then like Axen was like the guy who had a Dedenne that wins CMP over Elam, and then he ended up winning the entire thing. As far as what to pair with Dedenne, pretty much anti-ground Pokemon. So like you have Lapras, you have Gligar, you have Ferret, you have Cradily. Kanto Marowak is legit one of the best code breakers in the current meta. It's so freaking good right now because Cradily runs Acid. They no longer run Bullet Seed. So it's a fast move that you resist, and you win the 2. You can just shield, 2 shield. And since you win the 2 and you outpace, because it's 4-3 for you, which is 6 turns, then 4.5. 6 seconds and then 4.5. While for Cradily, it's always 6 seconds to get to a charge move. So 12 turns, and then the second one is 9. So you outpace the Cradillys, which makes you win the matchup. I hit Legend with not the season, the season before with Marowak, Gastro, and Talonflame. You could also do Talonflame. You could also do Marowak, Toxapex, or Clodsire and Diggersby. You kind of need a hard counter to the grass. Tinkaton is a beast, and this is the team I use right now, which is Dusknoir, or okay, I think it's Dusknoir, Tinkaton, and Moltres. That's my team. Okay, so if you're asking what team do I use, this is literally the team I use. You can also pair it with Mandibuzz and Diggersby. As far as Gligar, what to pair with Gligar, I think the best, the no-brainer choice would be Gligar, Drapion, Lapras. But you can also do the Dedenne and Primeape. Okay? Now, as far as the best safe swap in the current meta, which is Ferret, because of the fact that Sucker Punch is so OP and Swift is kind of a good charge move for him. Jailbreeze helps you to boost. For Ferret, I think the most common team is like Ferret, Jumpluff, Primeape. I think that's the most common one I saw. Like those are 3. But you could also do Typhlosion, to be honest, because Typhlosion is so freaking good right now into the meta. As far as Sableye, Sableye needs a poison. So you either run it with Clodsire or Weezing, and the third is like literally a person, like a preference, whichever you prefer. Fortress, the Pokemon that everyone was so hyped about when the season was announced, and everyone thought that it will be the best. It turned out no, Caesar is just the better one. And you just run it with 2 anti-fire. So here you can see that we have Jolly, Gastro. Here we have Diggersby, but I don't think you can afford to run something else weak to Typhlosion, because you're going to see that Typhlosion is actually wicked into the meta. Dusknoir. Dusknoir with... It's kind of funny, but for Dusknoir, I prefer to pair it with a fairy Pokemon, so Tinkaton or this Pokemon that people stopped using. And the third could be Dusclops, you know, could be Gligar, could be Diggersby. It's whichever you prefer, because there isn't that many Dark-type Pokemons, to be honest. The only Dark-type that you will face is Pangoro, and usually Pangoro is an easy Pokemon to play against. Now, moving into one of my favorite Pokemons of all time. It's actually my favorite to use if I have to tell you like the Pokemon I use the most, and that's not Azu, it's actually Dragonite, because I play it in Great League, Ultra League, and Master League Premier. And yeah, one of the teams that I do think that Dragonite is good with is Dragonite with Tinkaton and Ferret or Blastoise. Okay, it's better than using it with this guy, Clodsire. Now, moving into Cradily, which is the most obnoxious Pokemon last season. This season is like having kind of a setback. It's not as common as it used to be, and I don't know why. I think because, oh, well, I know why. Because they buffed so many counters. Like now we have Caesar, we have Gligar, and we have, I mean, Typhlosion is different, because with Typhlosion you still lose. But yeah, for Cradily, I like Cradily, Marowak, Drapion. Those are three. I like it a lot. As far as Corviknight, let's just wait until we get Akemi today, okay? Mandibuzz is kind of meh, but also, if this is like kind of like a tap, no skill team, you go with Mandy, Wiggly, Grumpig, or you can go Mandy, Wiggly, and Cradily. No, this is not Cradily. Claydol, sorry, Claydol. So you can go with those three. You could even do Ufisk. It's a team that literally requires no skills. And speaking of no skills, the most brainless Pokemon is actually Primeape, Shadow Primeape. You just 2-shield it and win lead, and then RPS from there. And that's pretty much it for today. I tried to keep it less than 10 minutes, but it was a tough. it wasn't easy. So yeah, thanks so much everyone for watching. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, night, or whatever you're having. Before we head out, don't forget to like the video somewhere, subscribe to the channel. Now we'll catch you all in the next video. Peace.